got some developments now in the Alec Baldwin case. A press conference was held yesterday by the sheriff and the DA for Santa Fe County. It was a very informative press conference, and they said a lot of things that I think people need to hear, because I remember that I was talking about this yesterday too, I took so much crap for going in on this, leaning in and saying this was a crime, and there are clearly criminal charges that took place here. Just looking at the basic facts of it. This was not just an accident. This was criminal. A woman died. Another person was shot, the director. You have to then determine who that criminal liability falls upon. It's as simple as that. It's the same way if there is a drunk driving death, right? Someone is killed, that driver becomes liable. Is it murder? Not necessarily, because again, it was not intentional, the person was not targeted, et cetera, but it is certainly manslaughter. It is certainly manslaughter. And I think that when those charges are filed, if and when, a conviction will be upheld, and it will be the right call, because again, somebody was shot and killed because of criminal recklessness and the negligence of the people involved in this situation for not practicing basic firearm safety, upholding the laws, upholding the rules that should be practiced anytime you are handling a firearm. And people will say, but Jack, they said cold gun. They said don't worry about it. No. Any person that's handling an inherently dangerous instrument needs to check to make sure themselves to ascertain whether or not it contains live rounds. Who should you trust when they hand you a gun and they say there's no live rounds in here? No one. Trust only yourself. Listen to the press conference that was held yesterday where they asked that very question.
What we suspect.
Sure, as the man who pulled the trigger and as a producer on the movie, does Alec Baldwin himself face the potential of criminal charges? And if the DA could perhaps follow up with that as well.
That may be a question better answered by the district attorney.
All options are on the table at this point. I'm not commenting on charges, whether they will be filed or not, or on whom. So the answer is we cannot answer that question yet until we complete a more thorough investigation.
But there is the potential for Alec Baldwin himself to face charges because you have not ruled them out.
No one has been ruled out at this point.
Is Alec Baldwin considered a person of interest right now?
No, that's you.
He's obviously the person that fired the weapon. So we're going to continue interviewing and getting the facts of his statements and the evidence and the case and possible witnesses or anybody that has any information. So right now he is an active part of this investigation.
Is he likely to be re-interviewed? Is he likely to be re-interviewed?
We hope so. As of right now, everybody is cooperating with statements and interviews.
And we've got more details now from the Hollywood Reporter. In a third search warrant filed in the Santa Fe court on Wednesday, the Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office indicated that it was seeking to search a white prop truck that housed some ammunition and a safe that held firearms. According to the warrant, the armorer, Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, said that on the day of the on-set shooting, she had checked for dummies and assured there were no hot rounds. And when the crew broke for lunch, the firearms were secured in the safe in the prop truck that only select workers had access to, with some ammunition left unsecured on a cart on the set. Now, in the same search warrant, the assistant director, Halls, said that normally when handling guns on set, and he quoted, "I check the barrel for obstructions. Most of the time there's no live fire. Hannah opens the hatch and spins the drum," that's the revolver, "and I say cold gun on set." However, before the rehearsal, when Hutchins and Souza were shot, Halls said he could remember seeing only 3 rounds. He advised he should have checked all of them, but didn't, and couldn't remember if she spun the drum on that revolver, the warrant reads. So you see a breakdown between the 3 people that handled this gun. And make sure the media says this, because they're trying to get Alec Baldwin out of this, but 3 people handled that gun. Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, David Halls, and Alec Baldwin. 3 people handled that gun. 3 people committed negligence, and 3 people committed to this tragic homicide that took place on that set in Santa Fe.
This is Charlie Kirk, founder and CEO of Turning Point USA. If you liked this video, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Turning Point USA.